Today at Let's Talk Marketplace, we talked about how Amazon's new low-cost store, their direct answer to Temu, will look like.
And together with our guest Radek Klouda from the Central Eastern European e-commerce solution provider Base.com, we discussed how quickly they bring you live on marketplaces like Allegro, Amazon and eBay. Have fun listening.
Let's Talk Marketplace.
The Marketplace podcast with Ingrid and Valerie Dichtel.
Hello and welcome back to a new episode of Let's Talk Marketplace. Great to have you back. Today we will be talking about time to online on marketplaces and how to shorten it. But before we do that, I have to make sure my co-host is alive and well. Ingrid, is your voice back in working order? I mean, as mine, not.
Yeah, more or less. And I apologize for sounding like a very old crow, I think. The two of us spent the last days in Cologne for the Marketplace Convention, the B2B conference for the marketplace business in the DACH region. And we had a lot of talking to do, I think. So I hosted the stage on both days. The two of us held a keynote together on our marketplace country quadrants. And of course, we also held our very own pre-event together with our sponsor Kaufland, the Marketplace Universe Connect. Valerie, you're mostly responsible for organizing our Connect. So were you happy with our Cologne edition? What would you say?
Yeah, I'm really happy with our Marketplace Universe Connect event on Tuesday. It was so lovely to have like all the different brands in there, and I just released the post on LinkedIn, and it was so great that we had you there, and I just like saw all the pictures and. It was amazing. And to be very honest, if someone tells me like there are no women in our industry, then you really have to shut up.
Yep.
Because we had like 50% women there. Especially from electronics and DIY, not just fashion is my background. So I really loved
from
it.
Everywhere, really. And on stage as well. I put some 40% female speakers on stage. So it's old news. Yeah. There are no women, I'm sorry.
But you really have to focus on that, because I'm on so many different other events and meetings where I'm sometimes still the only woman. I'm like, what is going on here? So, but now I would say, let's move to our topic of the day. Mm-hmm. So what do we have today, Ingrid?
We wanted to talk, as we said, about time to market. And I've invited someone who told me before that they can shorten this time to online significantly. And I was like, let's talk about that. How are you going to do that? So let's welcome Radek Klouda, CEO of Base.com, an e-commerce solution provider from Prague. Good to have you here. Radek, hi.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's podcast. I'm excited to talk about this challenging topic, actually. It's challenging to have online sellers to sell really within the 5 days, but there's no secrets, and I will try to dive into the detail and share some observation experience how this can be achievable today. So stay tuned, and I'm happy to share some knowledge.
Great.
Yeah, that's great. And it's so interesting to have you here, Radek, because like I have the feeling since beginning of the year, we are more and more evolving into like the Polish and Central Eastern European market. And now you are here as a leader also from this region. And I'm quite excited to talk about it. But before we talk about Base, and I would love to know more about you, Radek. So I have some questions to you. Who are you?
Well, I'm pretty unknown name, Radek Klouda. Cloud sounds familiar, right? My father used to invent cloud. No, I'm just joking. I'm helping online sellers to sell globally and save them money and time because we have 15 years. I have 15 years of experience in eco business. And I'm currently leading Basecom in Central Eastern Europe, and we're just starting our journey in DACH region and some of the Western European countries. So I think it's very relevant topic for the audience. Over the last 3 years, I talked to around 10,000 online sellers and e-shops, and based on their experience and demand and feedback, we organized, I would say, over 100 educative webinars with marketplace topics. We published a 160-page ebook with the title "How to Go to Marketplaces." Soon it will be available also in the German language, so ping me if you're interested to receive it first. And we organized the biggest marketplace summit in Central Eastern Europe this year in Prague. So we tried actually...
when was that, Radek? Sorry, but because I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, it was in, I think, 4th of April, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
We had more than 1,000 sellers and we took them through 40 hours of panels, speeches, discussions, rich content. We invited Amazon, eBay, Allegro, Kaufland, and many other marketplaces. Mm-hmm. And really, the aim was to create content, information sharing, and openly, inform about marketplaces, try to remove some of the hurdles and, encourage sellers to expand on marketplaces. So that was the whole topic about. I think it was quite successful. It was challenging for us to organize it because the first event of this type for base in Czech Republic and in the Central Eastern Europe. And I'm happy that we still have a positive, vibes, and still some of the partners that were participating there, they still have good leads coming from that event.
That's amazing.
Good. Sounds like we're going to Prague next year, by the way. That's a nice city.
I already heard you clicking your pen, I need to write this down for our event calendar.
Yes, I did.
Is there another one planned, Radek, next year?
We just discussing whether we gonna join the biggest event, which is Czech Online Expo, which is I think 6,000-7,000 plus people. Event. I will take the part and take over the whole marketplace topic, or we just will stay on our own and create and continue creating that what we started this year. So both options are open at the moment. I cannot say, we didn't decide yet, but either or it will happen.
Well, let us know. I'll be very interested.
Yeah, sure. I will happy to invite you and listeners as well.
So you're really raising the bar, Radek. So 5 days, getting to onboard, and we will talk about this later. But now you talked a lot about what Space doing. But I ask you who are you? So what is your background, Radek, in the industry?
I'm actually coming from a mix of corporates and startups. I've been dealing with the B2B and B2C businesses, always been a part of a business /IT /e-commerce all the time. Run a couple of startups. So my background is really universal person who is able to talk to very small customers, but also big, large enterprises and brands globally. And I think the value we're creating, it actually fits any size, any type of the customer who is able and are willing to sell online to extend their top line, and also at the same time help to optimize their cost base and also the reduction of the headcount.
Okay. So one last question about a fun fact about you, Radek. It can be something personal.
Yeah, well, to be honest, we are just working 100% remotely. And we manage the team of 14 people. And this 14 people, since working remotely, so we actually set and we're able to actually manage a portfolio of 4,500 customers. But having said that, very often you are forced to meet with the customers, right? And
Horse too is good.
yeah, because without that, you won't be able to actually. It's an old school of type of doing. So they need to smell you, need to touch you, they need to feel you.
Sounds like you're selling your body.
Yeah, yes. But recently I was going to, and this is we're coming to the fun story. I was going to the customer, and I completely mess up the address, right? So I came to a very similar, like identical name, but there was just one small difference in the name of the company. And I was doing there, I was smiling. So here I am. So I'm happy to talk. And they were looking at me like, what? So it was and lessons learned is I really need to, and also everybody from us needs to really prepare for that event. So, and for the meeting, it was not a super like a big customer, but having said that, I felt really, really bad about it. So another lesson started for me. So preparation is a key for the meetings. I knew it. I've done it in the past many times, but this one, we're entering the main season, and I'm all over the place. Customers are all over the place, so I didn't have too much time to do it. But I need to stick to my habits because these funny moments can happen again.
Yeah. I can relate actually.
I had something like that with a wedding, with a Turkish wedding in the Netherlands, and we went there, and then we said like, oh yeah, like there's this big venue, like there it is, and then we went to there, and then Turkish weddings, you start there's not the groom and the bride there, and then all the people are meeting, and then we met there, and we didn't know so many people. Actually, no one. And then the groom came in, and my ex-boyfriend back then said, well, I think we are on the wrong wedding.
I don't know this person. Great.
It was the wrong street number. It was like there were two venues, two Turkish weddings in the same street. So we sneaked out and sneaked in the other one.
I thought you pull your bellies and then you move to another one, right?
That would be a good idea. Right. Good. Thank you for that, Radek. So we know a bit more about you at the moment. Maybe because today we're focusing on what you're doing for marketplaces, but Base.com is actually an e-commerce service provider, as I said. So your solution is much bigger than that. Maybe you can just, what do you do for which customers? Name a few customers and what can you do for them if they use your full service?
Yeah, sure. We're running and operating Basecom platform, formerly Baselinker. If someone's ring someone's bell, we are global e-commerce SaaS platform, software as a service. It's more like an e-commerce ERP. It's designed to automate and streamline the sales processes for online sellers, for e-shops, for producers, for brands, for retailers. And the platform connects their businesses from multiple sales channels, including marketplaces, including P2P sales, direct sales, enabling them, to manage all in one place: inventory, listing, orders, logistics, and we really deal with retailers, wholesalers, dropshippers. Where any other, any type of customers. We also have in our portfolio, it's quite interesting, offline sellers who decided to go online, but they didn't want to create their own a heavy direct-to-customer channel, including the full e-shop, the full infrastructure. But they decide to just place a couple of products, private labels to marketplaces. So we arrange for them the entire workflow. So for them, it's really easy to get a new stream. We process end-to-end the whole cycle, and we're just sending them back the final accounting records for their accounting purposes. Mm-hmm. So okay. what we do, what we offer, we actually provide seamless integration and real data exchange with any core system customer has. It can be e-shop, it can be ERP, it can be fulfillment, whatever. And we connect them to hundreds of online marketplaces, including well-known Amazon, eBay, Allegro, all some regional and even local. As I said, we have the centralized management, which allows you to control those things in one place from all the sales channels. We also offer the full automation in the process. We'll talk about it a little bit later.
Yep.
It includes all the management, real-time sync with inventory and price, communication with the customer, logistics, etc. And it's based on 18 years of experience. We have currently around 35,000 active customers, and those customers and their demands actually are helping us to develop Basecom platform to fit the most recent customer e-commerce trends.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also next to it, not only marketplaces, but we have we enable the access of our sellers to another thousands of wholesalers and B2B sellers we have in the base, right? And automates the flow. So that's basically what we do, what we offer, and to whom I name it, right? So it's any type, any size, and any type of customers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, it's a huge solution. This is why I wanted to give you the chance to talk a bit more about what else you're doing, because let's talk about what are you doing for marketplaces now, and of course let's see how you want to keep up to the 5 days that we talked about. But anyway, we're going to do that in our main part, but after our usual newsflash. But before that, let's have a very quick look at our sponsor, eBay. Have you ever heard of eBay's Pro Trader program? If you sell on eBay already and you're not too happy with your success so far, then this free program might be of interest for you.
Yes, the Pro Trader program is a kind of business booster for eBay sellers who are somewhere between beginners and professionals, or whose shop sales are not developing as they would like. eBay offers these traders very specific help as a part of the program.
The program includes 3 months of personal advice from eBay experts with experience in the various product categories and with specific practical tips, 6 months of premium customer service, better visibility for your own products on the marketplace, and a detailed analysis of your shop's performance. And eBay also helps you plan customized marketing activities to give you a boost.
The program is not just supposed to offer blah blah and one-size-fits-all suggestions, but tailored support in regular counseling sessions with a permanent contact person. And the whole thing is even free.
And sellers have to apply for the program. Only sellers who already sell on eBay can apply. They have to have an above average service status or a top rating, and they have to offer a range of growth potential, whatever that means. That is defined by eBay, but still eBay will only, invest in a company that is likely to, or where there's growth potential, let's say it like that. Anyway, it doesn't cost anything. The application is free as well, so you might as well give it a try. We'll link you in the registration form in the show notes. Okay. So that's that. And now let's take a look at the news of last week. There was actually quite a lot happening.
Newsflash.
I think the biggest news is a bit outside of Europe because we have been reporting here on the podcast and also in our newsletter about Amazon building its own low-cost store in the US, their very own answer to Temu, where they will sell unbranded low-priced items directly from warehouses in China. And now we have a bit more information on this new low-cost store that will actually be the name, Amazon's low-cost store. And it will be an invite-only marketplace without seller fulfillment, so everything is fulfilled by Amazon directly. All products that are listed there must be listed under the brand name generic. and they have to meet very low fixed maximum prices. So, for example, only necklaces that are priced below $10 can be sold there. Some special needs products like baby and kids and pets and stuff like that are not allowed. So everything that is complicated, that is heavy and bulky, and that is too expensive will not be listed in this app. Yeah, so that's the low-cost store of Amazon. What do we think about that? Is that the right answer to Temu? What would you say, Radek?
Yeah, I think Temu is a phenomenon, right? Because Temu is they won Chinese markets. They're expanding in heavily in US, and now we know they want to conquer Europe as well, right? They have a very big investor, and the approach is, since they have a lot of assets and resources, they simply want to buy the market because it's a free access to market, and they just simply buy it. So naturally, Amazon's position will decrease in this particular area where Temu is super strong, which is the low-cost items. In my view, Temu is super efficient when it comes to logistics and operations. They have obviously much lower fee for the sellers. And also in terms of technology, we had the opportunity to check that, and I must say they're state of the art at the moment. So all in all, I think it's going to be challenging times also for the Temu for this for a certain extent. There is going to be certain pushback from the sellers expected, but we'll see if the money matters and the power of the assets and will matter, or rather the reputation and the behavior and a little bit sometimes negative perception from the seller perspective. We'll see. I'm quite interesting to see new fresh comers. But from my opinion, it will definitely change the current environment we are used to, especially in this area, in the lower goods.
I definitely agree. Will you connect to Temu, or are you working on that?
We're discussing that at the moment. We'll see whether we reach some good agreement. We're happy to support any marketplace, but at the same time, we also are looking carefully about other patterns and aspects of that partnership and relationship.
Interesting, yeah. Because I heard at Marketplace Convention from several middleware service providers that they are talking to Temu or already working on RP. So, yeah, there's something coming up there as well. There's another news that I would like to discuss with you, Radek, specifically, because it's about Allegro, which is a marketplace that you're particularly strong in. And they have just introduced, they did it on October, and it took a while for people to translate the announcement into languages that people in the West can read as well. So this is now just have come to my attention. And Allegro has introduced a buy box on October 1st. And from what I understood, the Polish marketplace so far has been a bit more like eBay, so displaying a list of offers, and customers could search for themselves which offer of one particular product they would like to have. And now they changed it to a more Amazon or Kaufland style with a displayed buy box that is that features one winner of the product. But this buy box is updated in real time, so it can change several times a day. Do you know more about that, Radek?
Yeah, we'll see, right? I noted that as well. We're also working with them closely with their expansion to the other countries, like they recently launched Hungary. It was a silent launch. But again, like a pricing is definitely something which all the marketplaces are paying special attention, extra attention. And obviously they want to push back down the prices for the end customers, right? And this is a trend. Also, we see more and more usage of the dynamic pricing, which is a tool which actually allows the sellers to actually track and check the prices of their competitors, or even the prices of the same aeons if they're bidding multiple like suppliers under one aeon, and they can on the various directions, because it's not only price, it's availability on the stock, which gets the buy box. It's also the rating of the customer. It's delivery time, etc. So they carefully checking the option to be the ones they have the best possible combination of those factors to win the buy box. So for me, this announcement is logical, is natural. Mm-hmm. I personally perceive it as a testing environment, because we'll see whether this will be really largely adopted by already strong a population of the buyers. This news, and I'm sure Allegro will collect the feedbacks, both how that is perceived by the buyers, but at the same time how this eventually affects the GMV, and they will take some further decisions whether this is a permanent change or they will adjust it. So that is my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm. Right, interesting. I don't want to take too much time away from our main discussion, so maybe just one more news bite here, which I stumbled upon and was like, okay, what? The Turkish marketplace generalist Hepsiburada, number 2 in the Turkish e-commerce, has been taken over by a Kazakh fintech giant. They call it Kaspi KZ, and they have paid around about $1.1 billion for Hepsiburada. I have never heard from Kaspi KZ before, and I think that is true for many people, at least in Germany. So they're now going into the Turkish e-commerce. Strange, isn't it? Valerie, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, it's it's really interesting what's happening right now, I would say, overall. And yeah, who takes over whom, and I think also Turkish marketplaces, they are also pretty interesting and special, because it's such a big country in terms of marketplace business. And at the same time, they're not so well connected yet to us. I mean, Trendyol tried it, right, and then went back, and so I would say there's there's still a lot of things going on, right?
Yeah. Very dynamic times again.
Yeah.
Right. I think we'll leave it at that, so that we can have a bit more time to talk about time to market. Just another quick word on our sponsor, Channable, and then we can start into our discussion.
Have you heard of Channable yet? It's a multi-channel e-commerce solution provider from the Netherlands, whom we have been working for a while now. It was founded already back in 2014, but they're still not so well known in the market yet.
Yeah, so who is Channable? They built a multi-channel e-commerce solution which can map the trade on almost all platforms, including marketplaces, of course. It can be used to manage, advertise, sell, and analyze products across channels and teams. And this means that the marketplace team, the e-commerce team, the social media team, and the performance marketing team can all work with the same software. The solution also focuses on automation, and the aim here is to spare users as much manual input as possible and thus minimize errors.
Channable is an established company with 263 employees operating worldwide. In 2023, they generated a turnover of 24 million euros. Originally, they started out as a product listing tool, and that is still at the core of this solution. But as their first customer grew, so grew the needs for more sales channels and more integrations. So today, Channable is more of a multi-channel tool. They won't call it full service themselves because they're an honest bunch and won't call it full service, as they don't offer logistic or customer services. I appreciate that.
Yes, we do. The Channable solution is already in action at customers such as Samsung, Vodafone, Lidl, Rituals, Skyscanner, but it's also suitable for smaller businesses. So if you want to learn more about them, best connect to Tom Meyer, head of New Business DACH at Chernobyl. He will be very happy to answer questions about his tool. So, right. That was the quick info on our partner. And now let's go straight into the topic of the day and talk about time to online.
Topic of the week.
Valerie, why don't you start out? You're much deeper in the topic than I am. What is a normal time for going on live on marketplaces? Because Radek goes out with these 5 days and we're all going, that's really fast. So what is normal in your opinion?
Yeah, I don't want to start this answering with it depends on, but it depends on. So if I let me do a step back. If I talk with a company who want to start to sell on online marketplaces, and then they need to choose for middleware, and they need to onboard there in the first marketplace, the wish is always 4 weeks to 3 months, or better tomorrow, obviously. The reality is, again, depending how strong you're already set up. So if you're already with all of your IT topics and if you have sold everything on your side, then it's still 4 to 8 weeks, I would say. In reality, if you are really starting this, it's more 6 months at least. I have other client now. It's we do this in 4 weeks, or no. Now we are online. It's it has been 9 months, and it was not that everyone was blocking it. It was just life happened, and this was needed, and that was needed. There was a blocker. There was someone on holiday. There was someone sick, etc., etc. So I'm really interested in Radek's 5 days approach, because everyone is okay, how in hell does he do this? And but first, I would say we need to figure out, Radek, what is the exact product you are offering. I think that's the main important thing. From what kind of product are you counting those 5 days?
Okay, fine. Look, from my perspective, where we start our go-to-market for the customers, it requires certain things to happen, right? It's not a full-fledged process. So when we're talking about our part, it's really ambitious, but it's completely achievable, right? It's about right processes and tools, and at the same time, as you already mentioned, is the cooperation with the customer. If these things are ticked, we have streamlined the entire onboarding process, so we're making it as straightforward as possible for our customers to sell quickly. And how? So the prerequisites are, obviously, we need to get the account credentials from the customer. So customers needs to provide us the access to their accounts, so the API tokens, whatever, so we can connect their accounts. So this is number one. So we actually start our part there. And
which accounts do you connect?
Account in the marketplace. So they need to have established a marketplace account, which is already approved by the marketplace and active.
Okay. So if you talk about the 5 days, it's the company has already set up a base already, and then it's okay, we want to go to this special marketplace. And that's what you do within 5 days to be live, to already set up in base, and then you say okay, we want to expand further.
No. It's that we just need their access, approved access to an account on the marketplace platform, and this is basically what we need, right?
Okay, so the marketplace needs to say yes, we want you.
Exactly.
Okay. If it's a closed marketplace, yeah.
Exactly. And then our journey starts because we have the pre-built integrations and a quick setup, which means within these hundreds of online marketplaces, it's really drag and drop. You just drag and drop the integration, and what the only thing you have to do is to set up in very simple UI by each marketplace basic parameters, how you want to handle the product uploads, how you synchronize your inventories, which sources you connecting to, etc., right? So it happens to us, frankly, and we're part of the onboarding walkthrough with the customer. So if we have the sample of the data, which are already in a good shape, and I'll talk about the data, product data separately, which is a big topic. But if we have data in a sort of okay-ish shape, and we have this onboarding call with the customer, we help them to do the basic setup together, just to get engaged, etc. It happened to us. We very often list a few sample of the offers, and we record that for the customers, so the customers can, manage the rest if they want themselves, or we can do the stuff for them as part of the enterprise offer. But since we already are listing live some sample offers to the marketplace, it happens to us quite often, I would say, that within the call, there are already first orders coming in, right? So obviously, if you have big corporation, right, the decision-making process is completely different. And I'm 100% with you that this process may take up to a couple of months, right? It comes down to the product data readiness. So the quicker the customer provides us with their product data, images, descriptions, case prices, the faster we can get them online, right? There are two approaches, right? Once we have a customer who is already selling somewhere through the platform, so this is super easy, right? But if they're a customer which is new to marketplace, there are certain, steps they need to happen, right? And product readiness is one of the most time-consuming hurdle for most of the customers. But
never heard about that.
Yeah, it's 95% of the cases, right? And I know it, right? But we have a full PIM, right, with many AI features that significantly shortened the listing multiple times, right? Because either you can pair it to the existing catalog, it's super simple, it's one shot, or you just assign this categories means this category, etc., and really streamlines that initial listing very smooth, right? It also has the full a translation capacity, so in case you go abroad, and basis is one of the USP is that we are a global platform and we support many cross-border sales, and very often the different language mutation of the products is part of the expansion. So there is a translation tool in our PIM which enables and helps in one shot to translate hundreds, if not thousands, of products in one go. So these all elements actually help us to actually improve the time to market. So it's a pre-built integrations. You don't have to have IT knowledge. It's very simple guideline to set it up. You need to connect with your platform. But again, we have 1,500 connections. So very likely we have already connection to your ERP platform or to your eShop platform where you hold these master data, right? Through API. So we do real-time synchronization. We import your products. We import your stocks. We import your prices. We even import your orders if you want to use Base for your other channel processing. And we create inside Base our own virtual stock. And from this stock, where you have all the products, we can adjust the products, we can fine-tune, enrich the content to fit the marketplace requirements that each category. And then in one shot, we can actually list those products. If those products are not accepted from whatever reasons, we get always a feedback why it was not accepted, right? And we can then just focus on those that were not accepted and help them to enrich quite quickly and re-upload again.
Okay.
If there's a new products coming in down the road, obviously it's full automation. So this new listing of the products and the listing of the products is quite straightforward.
Okay. So Radek, like to make a conversation out of it.
Yeah. Sorry.
What are the marketplaces you are like, where's your origin coming from? Like, because sometimes you start somewhere, right? What is like the most important marketplace where you think like, yeah, they're like, we are the absolute pros?
Yeah, we grew up with Allegro, obviously, and we're very strong in Central Eastern Europe marketplaces. But since we actually gone global and we established team in Brazil, in US, etc., we thought we have a very high quality Amazon integration before, and eBay and all these global marketplaces before we actually open local presence in US, and then it was a really reality check for us. So we actually had to enrich our Amazon and all the global marketplace platforms they're operating there, because they have the current sellers, they're using much deeper the integration than the European sellers. So by doing that, we had to enrich those, but this gives us also the advantage for the European sellers in the European market, because I can say we have one of the most complete integration for Amazon and eBay at this moment in the Europe. Right, so Amazon, eBay, all the global platforms, including Kaufland, Otto is very strong. And as very demanding at this moment, so we actually global. So there are many marketplaces that have been in use, right?
So, like you said also to us that you are a SaaS software as a service. For all those who don't know what does it tell like SaaS, SaaS. If you say like you're a SaaS company, what about the pricing? Because I mean, I also like this week I talked with like many brands, and then they were like, yeah, we want to have like a middleware, where we don't pay a lot of like part of our turnover, and so we are always looking forward like to see like how is the different price structure of the different comparable competitors, etc. How is Base set up here?
Yeah, thanks for the question. Actually, price is one of our core USP for the market, for the sellers, because we're starting with free of charge. Subscription, and this is mainly for the online sellers who wants to test new channels, start up businesses. They want to
like dig their feet into it and try it out, right?
Not even feet, right? So it's full-fledged API. I don't actually much like word feed and using feeds because there's its own disadvantages. If you want to really mean it seriously, the API connection, because you need to have a real-time synchronization. Feeds is more or less like your
no, I didn't say feed in terms of like product feed. I meant feed in terms of food. Like.
Sorry. All right, my bad.
So
sitting on my ears.
Yeah.
Sorry for that.
It's like I know what you're dreaming about, like product feeds.
Yeah, no problem. Cool, no problem.
Yeah, to really like do my first my first experience with it, right? But to do it on my own, right? Like as a self-service.
Yeah, you don't have to really develop the connection yourself, right? So you just plug and play, as simple as this, right? And you can test it, because there are so many hurdles on your road to succeed in marketplaces. So we don't want to add a new one, just monetizing that testing, right? Because we feel very strong and confident that once those sellers succeed and the testing successfully, and there's a like potential for their products and for their brands, and they want to continue with us, then obviously we we can set up the business subscription, which is completely pay as you go, which costs you, which is everything up to from 100 orders per month up to 5,000 orders per month. And we call it like mid-segment. And this business subscription is a pay-as-you-go, which costs you tens, maximum hundreds of euros per month for the usage of all these 1,500 plus integrations and the full capacity of the product. Okay. And then for the larger customers, over 5,000 orders per month, we have individual enterprise subscription, which may or may not necessarily end up with the GMV share. So it very much depends on the like a landscape they're using, on the products they're selling, on the type of customer, on how sticky they would be with our platform, whether they were just using very simple part, or they would just use the full capacity of base platform, etc. So this is being discussed and assessed individually all the time.
And Radek, in terms of like categories, is there like, do you have like focus in categories, or can you say like these are the categories in terms of products we really are really good in, or where you say like, no, that's like not the type of product which is really fitting? Because sometimes there are so extra hurdles, like I know for food, like the extra, like the date where they exceed, or etc.
Yeah, well, we actually in our portfolio we have, as I said, 35,000 plus customers, and it's more than 80 million individual offers which are being sold. So I think we're covering most of the, if not all the generic categories, where I still believe this is where I still believe is an untapped potential, because it's really difficult to somehow unify it. This is the service type of product, right? If you have anything you sell as a service, right? You sell, I don't know, some payment services or some education services or something. You need to mantle the services somehow together. So not really like traditional product. That part we're not too much experienced with, but I think there are not yet too many companies or even marketplaces that would be offering that option. If yes, there would be really specialized vertical marketplaces on particular part.
So you mean, overall, you would say in terms of physical products, you covered them all?
Yep, okay. Correct. And obviously, we're coming from the region where automotive is very strong. It very much depends on also on the industry from where our customers are coming from, right? So we're just allowing them to, even the big parts like a furniture, like I don't know, garden stuff, pools, whatever. This is in the portfolio, which is very often not that simple and easy to maneuver and from the logistical and also from the production perspective, it might be some individually adjusted. Even those type of products we are happy to support.
Okay. So if I want now to start with you, like, how long does it take? I need to have my product data ready, right?
You need to have a product data, right? The one you're using. We're happy to massage them quickly and happy to enrich them,
like
right?
An interesting picture.
That's
like
nice.
Massage.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of the core successes to actually fasten go-to-markets, because it may take weeks to finish that part, but we can do it together with the customer or with the help of AI, because we have AI on like 15 places in the product.
Wow, okay. That's also how you can do the language models, right?
Correct.
Yeah, because I was also, that was just like two questions. How is it with the integration of logistics? How are you working there?
Well, we have a direct connections to the major couriers and fulfillment. So it's again customers account. We connect through API, and then it's fully automatized. So we support printing the labels, printing written labels, tracking numbers, and all the stuff. We have our own like WMS, which includes the pick and pack and ship and return models, so that can also be 100% automatized.
Okay. So, yeah. And customer service, can I also work with customer service through Base?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. As for instance, BaseLink a caller app on the mobile phone when someone is calling you, or your support, then on your mobile phone with the app, it already automatically opens the order you're gonna discuss, and it's quite very smooth. And obviously, all these chat bots and the other efficiencies in the communication is already in place.
Great. That was so interesting to talk with you, Radek, about Base and what you're doing and how you're really making those 5 days. I would be quite curious to test it out in real. But yeah, as you have this SaaS company and as you're doing this, I'm quite curious. So for all of the people who want to know more, you can write Radek on LinkedIn, for example, and his whole team. And where else could we see you, Radek? Are you at the Berlin Expo in?
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna be as an exhibitor, and we're discussing to take a slot and have a speech. Obviously, we also very liked the audience and ambient, and the vibe of the Cologne one, the MXCO, and there will be many more. You will be able to meet us next week. The following week we're going to. You might see us in Web Summit in Lisbon. Where we're gonna have a stand. So feel free to catch up. Have some good stuff. With you, some refreshness, and obviously we're happy to discuss some cooperation, how we can help each other.
Okay,
great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Radek, and giving us some more insights on how to get quicker on marketplaces. Right, so what we're doing next time. In a week, you can tune in again to listen to us in German, talking with Storefund about financing in the marketplace business. That's going to be an interesting one. And in 2 weeks' time, we're back in English, and then we're going to talk about how to get Amazon, I don't know how to put this, all these upcoming discussions with Amazon for vendors.
The annual review meetings. We will talk about with Martin Heubel, right?
Because he's got a whole bunch of strategies how to attack these review meetings with them.
I would not say attack. Be well prepared, as I was in one of his team theme classes on the Marketplace Convention. It's more about how you prepared for Amazon annual review meetings when you have to negotiate your whole terms and condition thingies. I was a vendor manager myself, so I was also on this place back then. So that will be quite interesting, especially in this kind of season.
Definitely.
So stay tuned. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple, etc. You know it already. And have fun listening.
Yeah, see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, Ingrid. Thank you, Valerie. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.
You listen to Let's Talk Marketplace,
the Marketplace podcast with Ingrid Lommer and Valerie Dichtel.